Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, What I Do, and as promised, I said my next video would be on overconsumption, so here I am, making a video on overconsumption. Before I even get into the video, I just want to say please subscribe. I'm gonna try and be more active because I like making YouTube videos. I just get demotivated sometimes. But if you liked the last video and you liked this one, consider subscribing, giving it a like, or giving your thoughts down in the comments. I feel like recently, because of a lot of economic things and just social media in general, we've heard of overconsumption recently, but I'm gonna define it. I'm gonna sound like someone in school giving a presentation because Google defines overconsumption as like just when you consume something in excess, so things you don't need. For example, consuming in excess would be having a huge closet and filling that closet. If you've ever seen celebrity house tours, then you've seen that their closets are the sizes of some people's homes. 2,000 square feet, that's easily a 2-story house. Okay, after looking at some of the houses in my area and their square footage, I've now realized that no, 2,000 square feet is usually a 1-story house. It's closer to 3,000 square feet for a 2-story house. But anyways, it's still the size of a house. That's still a lot. And if you think about it, how many clothes do you actually need? So part of overconsumption would have to be just consumables in general, because they're only single use. For example, there are single use cups when you go to Starbucks. They also don't recommend that you reuse those cups. I mean, I know that you're trying to do your best here, but also those cups are only safely used once. They aren't tested to be safe for multiple uses. That's why they recommend you get a reusable cup if you want to reuse it. There's also candles, which you can refill a candle. There are some refillable candles I've seen, which sound really cool because you don't have to keep adding the cost of a glass jar to the candle. You're just buying the little wax beads and a wick, and that's it. But I mean, I love candles, and I think a refillable candle is not only kind of cool, but also just great because you can cycle out the scents throughout the seasons without needing a whole shelf of candles like I do in my closet. Even fast fashion nowadays is considered single use because everyone feels embarrassed to post an outfit that they've already posted before, or do a selfie with a shirt they've already worn before. Like, we're all influencers. It's definitely a thing in high school where every school dance you need a new dress or a new shirt or a new suit, whatever it is. I definitely experienced that at my first school dance, where I got new shoes, new pants, new shirt, which honestly I didn't have those before, so I did need them because my school dances have a dress code, but I already have those things, so I believe I wore them to the spring dance last year when I went. It's different if the clothes you already have don't fit you and you need to dress nice, but just have one or two nice outfits that you can be constantly wearing, because if you don't go to events that often, no one really cares if you're wearing the same thing. What they think of you doesn't actually matter, especially when their opinions are based on what you wear and not you as a person. And if you are someone like me who every month or two you want to get rid of a lot of stuff because you're feeling cramped in your room, think about what you can do with it before just throwing it away. Think of selling it. Depop, I know, has a stigma of being overpriced for even used clothes, but consider just selling your clothes on sites like Depop for an actual reasonable price. If it's just a random shirt you got on Shein, then sure, only sell it for a few dollars. If it's some designer thing, consider using, one of the consignment resellers. But what I'm saying is, just even if you give it to Goodwill, there's always going to be a second life to that clothing. That just because it doesn't fit you doesn't mean you should throw it away. It would fit someone else. Or you could try getting it tailored to you. I already mentioned donating, but there is more than just Goodwill. I know some people don't like Salvation Army for whatever reason. I haven't done my research on them, but they have their own thrift stores. Or there's Plato's Closet, which honestly, a lot of these thrift stores people don't like, but at least you're still giving it to a place that will give it a second life. Social media also fuels overconsumption, and every single commentary video I make, I always mention social media because it matters. Whether I want it to matter or not, it does matter. And I know it sounds kind of hypocritical of me to mention downfalls of social media when I use it myself, and I would like to be, kind of known on social media, on YouTube and Instagram. I think you can still criticize something while taking part in it. You can criticize the government, but hey, you're still voting. So influencers, it's their job to sell you stuff. Originally, when influencers first started out, it was basic stuff, like things that they already had. There would be like, I don't know, room tours, and they'd be like, oh, I love this shirt that I have, or check out this shirt that I got. Then it became them being paid to sell you stuff. Now it's no longer, look at this shirt I just got. It's, look at what this shirt was sent to me. Look at what this brand sent to me. Look at what they're paying me to tell you about. A lot of people are sick and tired of influencers, and I get that. There's always going to be that one influencer that messes up during a sponsorship, overhypes a product, and then when real people try it and test it, it's not as good. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've probably seen what happened to that Michaela TikToker. She was trying a mascara, and it looked like she put on false lashes to sell the mascara, and then I don't think she's even addressed it by now. But influencers, it's their job to sell you things. So just keep that in mind when you consider following an influencer. Are they selling you things that A, haven't been tested by real, I don't know, scientists? Like if there's an influencer that's always pushing that bloom or those green powders, maybe just consider actually eating vegetables. For some reason, everything on social media, they try to sell you something that's easier or more convenient, like buying some green powders that you put into your water. How about you consider buying actual vegetables and eating those? I also want to talk about Amazon storefronts for a little bit. Influencers who have Amazon storefronts are always like, look at these Amazon pics I have. And they're always like, things I bought from Amazon to feel bougie. And it's like, yeah, you bought it because you are bougie, because you have the money. I literally saw a video where an influencer was like, things I bought to feel bougie, and it was a beverage fridge, which I'm sure was like $200 from Amazon. Okay, no hate to this creator because they're obviously not the only one doing this overconsumption trend, but this is literally the video I was talking about. It's a beverage fridge that I'm sure was expensive. You got expensive skincare and a holder, and then you have another holder, and it honestly, acrylic plastic looks cheap. I don't know why she's saying it looks bougie. But yeah, it's just every video from creators like this are just buying things. And it's kind of annoying, especially since these wooden spoons are gross. Plus, there will always be those influencers that will say that a product will change your life, and it's just a random thing. Like, this will change your life, and it's a phone case that sticks to your wall. This will change your life, and it'll just be the new AirPods. These things do not actually change your life. You know what will change your life? I don't know, self-care, and I mean actual self-care. You know what will also change your life? Drinking more water. You know what will also change your life? Eating your fruits and vegetables. You know what will also change your life? Going to a therapist, maybe? Materialism gives you short-lived happiness, especially when you're buying things just because you're bored. That was legitimately me when I bought for Temu. I justified it by saying I'm gonna make a video reviewing it. But also, when I bought those products from Temu, I was low-key kind of bored. I was like, look at this thing I'm gonna buy. I'm bored right now. I'm just scrolling on my phone. It's easy when you have extra money laying around to just spend it when you're bored. It's also easy to do that when it's not extra money and it's money that you budgeted for something else. Plus, with overconsumption, it's easy to feel cramped in your life. I'm not pushing minimalism onto you because I am definitely not a minimalist. It's just easy to feel hoarded. My room looks kind of clean on my bed and stuff, but I can assure you in my closet, there's a lot of things that I rarely use that I'm trying to get rid of. Right after filming this, I actually went through my closet. I even moved some shelves in my closet, and I found around 2 trash bags worth of stuff that I didn't use, and I was actually waiting to get rid of or give away, but I just didn't have the time or didn't want to go through the work of actually doing it. But influencers have giant homes. If it's their job to push you stuff and they actually want it, then you betcha they're gonna buy a giant house to put all of that stuff. You, the average consumer, are limited in the house that you live in by your finances. Influencers have a lot of money, so they're gonna buy a big house so that they can put all of these things that they push onto you. I've seen people push towel warmers and like just random things that you would never like guess that you would actually want / need in your life. But because they have this huge house with all of these shelves and all of this storage to fill it in, of course they're gonna buy things. If you have a big house that isn't like filled and looks empty and unfurnished, then you know you gotta buy stuff to fill it up. But when influencers push what they're buying onto you, they're kind of assuming that you also have a big house to put all of this stuff into when you don't. Especially when there are videos that will say, this thing will make your life easier or make this task easier, and it's overall kind of just stuff that didn't take that much time anyways. I get it if it's a spiralizer, which is definitely hard to do with a knife, you know, with your hand. But with that AirPod cleaner that I tested in my last video, you could do all that stuff with a toothbrush. And also something I want to mention is how fulfilling is a life when everything is easy for you, when all of your tasks that you have to do are easy and convenient. Think about school. School is stressful, but when stressful times pass, we end up learning a lesson. And I know this is very cheesy, but a lot of the challenges we have in life happen for a reason. You know, there's that time I scraped my knee and broke it on the treadmill one time. That was scary for me, but now I know to be careful on treadmills or just be careful in life in general. And especially when you grow up as the clumsy kid like I did, you learn how to be more intentional with how you, I don't know, just deal with things in general instead of breaking them or yourself. And in this video, I'm not telling you not to treat yourself, but when you're thinking of treating yourself, you know, just think about why you're buying something. Is it to make yourself happy? Is it because it's popular or trendy? Is it because you're bored? Why do you want to buy that thing? Think of it kind of like a tattoo where people say hang it up on your wall for a year and see if like after a year you still like that tattoo design. Think of it like that. Maybe don't wait a whole year, but at least wait a month, especially if it's not a necessity, and be like, do I still want this after a month? There are some things recently where I've done that. I found a lens on B&H Photo, and after a few months, I still kind of wanted it. So once I had enough money, I considered, you know, does my current lens, I guess, like, do this job? And no, it doesn't. So I bought it. We'll see if I use it, but you know, just think about your purchases more before you buy them, and think about why you're wanting to buy that. And the last thing I'm going to reiterate before this video ends is just remember that when money buys you convenience, think about how boring a life would be if you had no challenges. I hate main character syndrome as much as the next person, but I feel like in this context you can think about it kind of like a TV show. Would that TV show you watched as a kid be as fun if, you know, the characters didn't go through hard times, if there were no stressful situations, if there were no drama? And yes, drama in friend groups is not good, but when it comes to paying other people to do stuff for you, just think about a life with no problems. It feels great, but then you realize that you're bored. A great show that kind of covers this would have to be The Good Place, where you just live in this heaven where you have no problems, and then it gets kind of boring, and then you end up still having problems. Just consider that life is kind of more fun with challenges, because when you get past them, you feel great. Anyways, that is my video on overconsumption. The next kind of videos I want to make would have to be the moral panic of music or rich people, because for both of those videos I have a lot of conflicting feelings that I need to organize. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did. Comment down below what's a product that you saw that was pushed a lot that you realized you didn't even need when you bought it. Like the Stanley Cup. You could just drink water out of a normal cup without spending $40. Anyways, have a great day and see you guys in the next video. Bye!